do give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. Do give thanks for all good things around us are sent from Zion above. So we praise for his love. Give thanks definitely for this moment of being with you, in the foot of 7, where we naturally eradicate, diseases, and we, both physical and emotional and spiritual and all else, because disease is not just a physical thing, Disease is as a physical manifestation, yes, but also disease has what we refer to as an spiritual manifestation and an emotional manifestation, because a man is not just a man like a flesh. A man is both flesh and spirit, and soul, and emotion, and effort, and energy, So a man is many different things. So when we really examine the complete man and you understand the complete man, who that man is, and what exactly his responsibility is as a man being, it's very important that we analyze where the man actually comes from the woman. We give thanks for life and the mighty life giver, and we give thanks, for the black woman, mother of creation, We give thanks for the black mother, and the black daughter and the black sisters and the black aunties and all women. We glorify and we, give thanks for them. Definitely, as we are even within the Congress, we are within a time of celebration where we're celebrating, Empress League Day, the 23rd of March, where we give thanks for the woman. Now, within our society as a people, we have many things happening, not just now, but in the past, and they still happen today. When it comes to the whole aspect of the woman not understanding herself, not knowing who she really is. If you have a duck that believes it's a bird, it's a bird really. If you have a duck that believes it's an eagle, then that duck might commit suicide, might attempt to fly from a level where it can never fly. Same way, if you have an eagle that believes it's a duck, it's going to try and live in a pond and would never know that it could soar up hundreds and hundreds of feet up, 1,000 feet up, and it's important we know who we are as a people. It gives us the ability to actually understand what our roles and responsibilities are within the collective, the society. Within our environment, the community, the society of people, when it comes to the whole aspect of just drinking some prosperity, getting more prosperous. When it comes to the whole aspect of the female entity, the feminine entity, because it's something that we have looked at before. When it comes to the woman, how she takes care of herself, her purpose, her function. Within our society, within my interactions around the world, not only in St. Lucia, mind you, around the world, as I move through, around the world, I meet a lot of women with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and many of them with fibroids, many of them with breast cancer, and many of these so-called hormonal dependent diseases. One thing that I have noticed, that most times in my consultations with woman, when I sit down with a woman and we reason, she might come for polycystic ovarian syndrome, but the conversation would go in to some long lengths. And the great majority of our women have been abused. The great majority, man. Great majority of our women, our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our aunts, nieces, first cousins and friends and acquaintances have been abused. They have been molested. They have been dealt with wrongly. They have received the worst end of the stick. So you are talking about a set of people who, as long as they suffer from that so-called hormonal dependent condition, that condition whereby they are so intensely stressed, the great majority of them that we come across are people who've been traumatized. And it's about a good, maybe 7 years ago, when we really begin to link the whole aspect of a woman's emotional past, her relationships, no matter with who, with father, with brother, with uncle, with boyfriend, whoever it is, how she relates with people and how she related in her past with people has a mighty lot to do with a level of emotional stability as a woman. So you find that, as we have noticed, that a lot of women have been molested or raped, or touched wrongly by someone that they might know close to the family. Could be the boyfriend, could be the uncle, someone, whoever it is. The great majority of them. And I have personally witnessed that mothers bring children to me for different types of conditions, and a physical session of disease ends up in the revelation that that child has been sexually abused by members of the perceived family. Young children, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And some of these children, beautiful young people, they have no desire to have children. That's one of the first things that they will say. They don't want no children. All manner of things they'll do to themselves. Why? because of the traumatic experience that they actually suffered. Many of them. The most alarming part is that a lot of the times when the mothers get to find out, they still sleep in the same bed with the criminals, the rapists, and the molester. You know, that disrespect the sanctity of the human child. The mothers still sleep with them. We have had incidents whereby a child would actually, speak up of the incident, and then the mothers would refuse to even acknowledge it as a reality. And the majority of the times, because the situation has remained unresolved, not only for the child, but most times the mother of the child went through the same situation. And the mother of the child went through the same situation. And the mother of the mother of the mother of the child went through the same situation. Because we must understand that in the times of slavery, our woman used to be raped by massa. Yeah? And the woman was used as a possession. Her belly was cut open. They guessed whether she had a boy or a girl, and they cut her belly open. They tied one leg to a horse and tied one leg to another horse and whip it and tear the woman open. Their tongues were cut so they won't teach the African languages. Many atrocities. If you just go back, and that's not very far, talking about in the 1800s, just recently, man. Right? Just recently. And it comes down to this day where by the cry of the woman is being ignored and not heard. And it's not sad, it's wicked. And the wickedness lies within the fact that a lot of people know of the atrocities being perpetuated, yet still they do nothing about it. That's the wickedness. That's the gist of the wickedness. So it's wicked that children are being abused. A lot of the women you see working in the bank, the majority of them have been sexually abused. You go to the schools, the majority of our teachers have been abused. Many of them grew up as little children, having suffered some level of abuse. And whenever they sit and they go back into that time, what's going to happen is that they're going to be reliving that experience. And no way in heaven nor in hell, which is all on earth right here, that you're going to tell me that she is going to be able to feel good about that. If she has not overcame her dilemma, and she is thinking, right? Okay, overcomers, right? Okay, teacher. And she's thinking of her experiences in a manner whereby whenever she thinks of it, she's sad and she goes into herself. Her hormones get disrupted immediately. Disease-causing chemicals start to flood her bloodstream. She begins to grow fibroids and cysts on the ovaries. Her breast begins to feel more tender. Why? Because of her emotional state. So apart from the fact that this individual is consuming some rather deadly foods, the foods that they consume in their mind are also deadly, making the brain produce stress hormone and biochemicals that could lead to her own destruction. Then she goes to the doctor and they just cut her open and take out the womb and throw it in a rubbish bin. Or they cut her open and then they just take out the ovary and throw it in a rubbish bin. You understand? Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, just cut them and just pull out the baby. Don't take the time and check about the woman. They just push something inside of her and they say they want to do a transvaginal ultrasound. And they push something inside of her and push it there and touch it there and touch it there. Then they take her breast and they put it in between two X-ray radioactive thing and press it down on her and rough, and they call it a mammogram. That gives more people cancer than carcinogenic, than the normal things itself. Then they cut off her breast and they burn it and then they give her chemo and she dies. They take out her womb and she's just 20-something. And down the line she still gets the cancer and thing. And, you know. The only time they push something up into a man is if they push a finger up his anus to touch his prostate. And still many men don't like that. So why don't they create a machine to push in their backside and check for the prostate? Why don't they cut off a man's testicles when he have prostate cancer all the time? And just cut off his testicles or cut off his penis or cut off his thing, but they'll do it to the woman. So the system is already bent to the disadvantage of the black woman in particular and woman in general. So when we examine our present predicament of how a woman is being treated nowadays in society, it's a combination of factors coming from 1,000 years ago. Nothing happened out of the blue. The man that does that to the woman is a product of the society. The society created him. So did the society create the woman. Our society is an ecosystem where people live with a particular manifestation of behaviors that stems from the whole aspect of one's morality, the love of self. So when you are in a society whereby you see things like this occur, it is easy to blame the individual that perpetuate the action and yet still refuse to critically analyze the society that produce such individual that perform such actions. So the woman has become a piece of flesh. Because that's what they treat the woman as, That's what they treat the woman as. And nobody really stands up and say nothing about it. All the children are getting abused. And so if a handful of them come to me, that's too many already. You know how many outside there that They have no one to talk to. That somebody forced them to do something and thing and them type of thing, and it's going on. Even while I'm speaking, there is one bastard, a criminal, a satanic being manifesting such wicked works. And human does do it too. I was talking to a gentleman, he told me, well, he was abused sexually by an elder auntie of his also, who used to take him to her bed when the grandmother was not around. So the society is a perverted society. The cocktail, the soup in the pot, is as a consequence of the actors within the society. So today, like tomorrow, like yesterday, we decide to do something about it, it's done. Because as a people, we are responsible. And we must specifically do something towards alleviating the problem of our children. Or else God himself going to come now and punish you. You sit down and you swish me and you swash me and all type of thing. And because you're hungry and you don't want to work for yourself and uplift yourself, you allow your daughters to be abused by criminals. You understand what I'm talking about? So, what kind of woman you expect these children to become? Who have been deprived of their childhood. And that's not a off-the-track thing, you know. It's a very, very common habit. A lot of our women, old and young, are being abused. Wickedly. We give thanks for life and a mighty life. Definitely, I mean, we do for an intercession on 1:45, and then we're going to switch it a little bit because we started about 1:15. So then after that intercession, we're going to come in. We're going to stay on the address of the woman tonight. We're not really going to be, you know, addressing the holy power. Oh, we'll talk about human sicknesses and all manner of things. You could call and ask about any human problem. You could call and ask us about it. But we're going to look at the whole. But you must also call and speak and begin to just talk about, oh, fesa. What can we do as a society of people to remedy that evil spirit that's brewing itself? Because, trust me, you know, I mean, God himself will put his hands and do what he has to do. You know? Because the Bible tells you, if you touch not just one hair on the head of these little ones, you know. You understand? It's better you take a chain, you know, wrap it around yourself, put a big rock and go and drop yourself in the ocean, you know. So the society, when you have ministers that interfere with little girls and things, and they refuse to resign from their post, that's foolishness, and people accept that. Is he still in a position? I don't even know. I don't even watch news anymore. Because, I mean, that doesn't, I mean, come on, man. Come on, I mean, a minister is a thing, and all these scandalous things happening, and then not even a resignation. I don't know. I don't watch news. So correct me if you resign already. Okay, good, brother, good. If you resign already, good, you know. But if you don't resign, man, you need to get out of public office and them type of things there, because at the end of the day, I don't really care about what you think about it. You know, if a man takes advantage of a younger one like that, they have a capacity. Most times these young girls looking for father figures, you know, somebody to protect them and check. That's how you check for people and so on. These same people, these pimps and these people, they take advantage of the children. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, and nobody says nothing. And people know, they say nothing about it. People support it. Don't you have an 18-year-old child or a 17-year-old child? She becomes a woman at 21. And your child at your home, in your bed, some fella come and deal with her in an old type of way. How would you feel? How would you feel? As a man. I mean, sometimes, you can't even call these people them man and thing, man. There's some kind of... And you cannot even insult the animal kingdom and call them animals. Because the animals operate with principles. You can't even insult the animals now and call them animals. No. These type of behaviors within our society. These things are perpetuated by our society. The society nurtures and creates such evildoers. And people sit down and they say nothing about it. And female child after female child after female child after female child after female child. Right now, even the elderly people get it. Because it happens, and there are mothers that know about it, and they say nothing about it. God himself is going to punish you. God himself is going to come and is going to punish you. Yeah. Because you're destroying a life. You understand? So, as a people, we have to understand the spirits that are associated with these things. So, more than likely, if you are a mother and you've been abused in your childhood, your child is being abused, just check yourself, right? Deal with your situation in yourself, get a resolution in yourself, and then begin to examine your child. And look honestly, and you will see what's happening with your child. We are in a wicked system. Society is full of wickedness. And as a people, we need to stand up against them things. People don't stand up against anything. What kind of crap happened? Nobody don't stand up against anything, man. Call one to talk show and it's done. No stand up for anything. Then we say the children this and the children that and the children this and the children that. You the adults. You the ministers and the lawyers and the doctors and the teachers, and you are the ones who produce these children. The first responsibility goes upon you. So, the watchman that keepeth watch, if it doesn't warn the multitude of the incoming danger, the blood shall be on their shoulder. But if the watchman tell the people of the incoming danger, and the people heed not, the blood shall be upon their own shoulder. So every single one of you, pastor, preacher, teacher, lawyer, doctor, politician, and ministers, and whatever you are, of government, of sports, and all these things there, you have to make sure you do your part. Because with leadership comes much responsibility. You understand? Because the ultimate man is the top man. That everything happening is the top man. It's the top man you have to blame. I mean, who's the leader of the country? Everything happening is the top man. If one head have to roll, I mean, oops, you gotta go, brother. You're gone. That's it. Because, okay, that's why they impeach presidents and things, because, I mean, it's your administration. You don't want in charge. So it makes it look good. Then as you have, if it's happening to our children, education, well, the Minister of Education, you better watch yourself. And the Minister of Health that doesn't have the facilities for family needs, you have a responsibility there. Oh, the Minister of Legal Affairs and ting, and oh, police and all. You get to perform your responsibility. Man, I mean, come on. Social transformation. Every leader, the pastors in the church, the principals of the schools, you have a moral responsibility to do things, to change, because is that system that creates these monsters. So how do you change these schools? Because the school is the factory, you know, that produces these children, you know. The churches are the factories that produce these children. Our institutions are the factories that produce these children. So how are we going to deal with these so-called factories? Not before you even check on the children, what they're doing and thing, and what happening to them, and what the actions are, right? Because that's just the symptom of the disease, the cause of the disease, because they were nurtured and they were bred and they were brought forward by the society. Full stop. So the society must bear responsibility. So you can't hide behind a WhatsApp and talk, and hide behind a phone and call. You know, our honorable brother had Timothy Paul, you know, yeah, Timothy, and ting, and yeah. You have to get up and do something. We just there like pretending nothing happening. Faith that works dead. You can't go and pray every day and then you're not lobbying, nothing that's happening, and to say, well, look. Because these things happening. Plenty of our young little daughters getting abused and things. Plenty. Now women getting killed. Brazenly. Bloodbath. That's not the first time. That's not the first time. Now we see the pictures of it. But that's not the first time. So we could pretend that it's something new. But we know that the wickedness permeates within the whole fabric of our society. And they always want to have a top-bottom approach. This, you take a top-bottom approach. Because things must come into place from the top to ensure that things happen good at the bottom. Definitely. When we come again with different industries, when we come again, I mean, we have a visitor with us for a short time. And we're going to be discussing human affairs. And we'll open up the lines 451-934 453-1730. I mean, definitely, you know, I'm speaking it tonight. So if you have fibroids and see something and you're in the corner, you could ask a question. But I want to really be addressing things in that sense tonight. You know. All a man know a woman's for is to have sex and then fall asleep. They have sex, juk, and they fall asleep and they're snoring. That's all they know a woman for. So it's important that the woman get to know who she is. And them all these little sloppy fellas and things, I mean, you step up yourself to a standard as a black goddess, you know, and build up yourself. Black goddess in particular, and woman in general. When we come again after our intercession, definitely we have a woman in the house with us. Now we're going to have a little conversation about the whole thing when it comes to womanhood and how what needs to be, you know, why the problem with the woman exists. The lines would also be open 451-934 453-1730. You have to call and you have to contribute to the program. Love, blessed. Mighty Life Giver, definitely, as we are here again. Here once more, we are home once more, definitely. Put up 7. Yes, so we're talking about the whole aspect of, you know, the calamities of the black woman in particular in St. Lucia. We have someone in First Honorable Empress Ethiopia. Blessed love, give thanks.
Blessed love, give thanks to life. Blessed love, I am Honorable Empress Ethiopia. I am a member of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Salvation. That's the same Congress that Honorable Priest Kailash is a member of. But I'm also, added to that, I'm a member of the women's arm of the association, which is called the Women Freedom Liberation League. Every woman, every princess, they are a member of that particular arm of our organization. Now, what we stand for, we stand for bringing the woman to the realization of her true divine nature, of her purpose, of the importance and the necessity of the role that she must fulfill within society. And just given the way in which things have been happening nowadays in the world, there is even more of a demand for that role to be fulfilled. Honorable Priest Kailash did touch on some of these issues in his introduction, his preamble there. And I will tell you, as a woman primarily, it actually hurts me when I heard recently of what's been happening, even with the murder of the two womankind just like myself. And it touched me, it really touched me. I feel that we as women nowadays, we have to turn to ourselves. We have to come to the point whereby we really work towards building, fostering that bond that we're supposed to have as sisters. Because the woman is different. The woman is different from the man. And the only way in which that we can really assist one another, to uplift the current affairs of society, of the man, of the children, of our own selves, is that we have to start with our own selves, our own relationship. Given the way things have been going, there's always, woman is always bombarded with a certain mindset whereby competition amongst one another is always encouraged. You know, who look better, who have the better this and the better that. I mean, just turn on your television and you'll see it. Go on the internet, you'll see it. Look on the posters, you will see it. Because there are always these stereotypes of what beauty is. Then, and the thing is, almost every woman feel like there's something wrong with her. So then, when we're bombarded with all these images all around us, then, you know, it's like it encourages a sort of competition to see who can look more like this and who can look more like that. And that's a problem. It's a serious problem. So the Women Freedom Liberation League, what we call for and what we are calling for now is for all women to stand in a bond of sisterhood. Let us just go reach out to one another to be able to foster this bond, strengthen this bond. Let us learn again to check for one another, to love and care for one another the way that we used to in times past, the way that we are supposed to. Because they don't just say Mother Earth for no reason. We are Mother Earth, in the essence that we are the ones that create and make things the way they are. We run the world. You know, some people might take it as a joke or so on, but we do. We actually do. And given these things that have been happening to our womankind, come on, it's time now. We can't just stay there anymore and hear the thing and we mumble and murmur amongst ourselves. We have to demand that a right be made. We have to make it better for our daughters. I have a daughter. We have to make it better for our sisters. Right, I have two daughters. Yeah, two young daughters. And I don't want them, I mean, yes, maybe I can take them and separate them out of society and limit this and limit that. But we are all an integral part of society. So, I mean, if one might tell themselves, okay, they'll take their children and put them in a certain place, they'll still be affected by society. They still will. So the only solution, we as women, we have to reach out for one another. We think the same. We behave the same. So why can't we just do things together? This is a serious problem and we have to work together to rectify it. Only we can feel the way that we feel. We can't expect anybody else to feel the way that we feel. Feel for us when all these atrocities are being committed against us. We're under attack. Plain and simple, we're under attack. From way back when we were brought here, you know, when we were brought here against our own will. We have been under attack. Our family has been destroyed. Our man have been taken from us. Our children have been turned against us. We're under attack. And now it's to a state whereby our family is turning against us. So we have, subconsciously, so we have to do something about it. We have to. And I'm calling all women to just make that extra effort to reach out to your sister there. It's not sister by blood, although if you really trace it, it's one blood that we have, right? Reach out to your sister there. Speak with her, understand. Even sometimes she might have a kind of attitude or whatnot. Think about when you have your own attitude too, and just be patient, be understanding, be flexible. Yeah, just let go of all those, people always talk about women this and women that. Just let go of those things for a moment and just reach out to your sister, because you might be surprised to find out that hurt that your sister might have inside of her is the same hurt that you have had or you are having. And so in speaking with one another, you can help each other. Yeah, because we have to do something for our own self. We have to. And I give thanks for this opportunity, because it's really dread. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, even on the day that has been allocated for International Women's Day, to commemorate this day. They find a mother just there, dead in her bed, of all places, in her home. So where's the security? So I'm just encouraging that spirit of sisterly love. Yeah, just throw away all them things that encourage that kind of distrust, that kind of competition. Just push them aside and see your sister as you see your own self, worthy of being loved. Provide that kind of sisterhood that you yourself, deep within you, you'd really want. Just provide that for her. Even our daughters, speak to them. Speak to them. Really, just reach back in your memory and remember when you were small like them and the kind of challenges you had to face, because it's there and they're facing the same thing. So sometimes we'd behave as if, oh, I never do that when I was her age. But if you think about it, in some way or the other, you were in that position too. So you provide that kind of love, that kind of ear that the woman need. Provide it for them.
Give thanks, Honorable.
Give thanks.
Blessed. So what is it that you see as a way forward as a people? What is it that you see other contributing factors towards the present predicament of the woman? Is it that, why are the women being treated how they are? How is it that, why does the woman sometimes, the way that the woman would behave and carry herself, what do you think is the...
Well, for the way that woman is being treated, it's a combination of factors. But I, as a woman, I'd like to see that the first step, it starts within my own self. How am I going to deal with my sister? How am I going to deal with another womankind that I see there? Even if, how do I look at her? How do I perceive her? You see, I feel that women should stand in solidarity with one another, in the sense that, all right, there might be, because there are often situations where, a certain female might be laughed at by certain individuals for certain things and so on. Just don't join in that. Think about if it were you, because they say the most divine thing to be able to do is to put yourself in another person's place. That's the most divine thing that an individual can do. So I call upon women, do that. Even if for the young princesses in school or so on, someone picking on the next one, you be that friend for that individual, because you don't know. You might just save her life. So many people, they are depressed, committing suicide and these things. Be that for someone that you would want for your own self. Always consider that. And then there are different issues, but as a woman, it starts with my own self going forward. Because to me, there are a lot of things in the world where people continually thinking like, okay, that person has to do that, that person needs to do that, or so on. But we've been saying that for so long, and it's not getting any better. So let's start with our own self, and let us demand the conditions that we see necessary to accomplish whatever it is that we want to accomplish. If we want our woman to be more secure, Let us demand that security. And you know, as women, we have that power within our own hand. Whatever we want, we're able to create. We're able to bring it into being. You know? So let's start that conversation with one another. Communicate with each other on that level whereby, okay, let's reason about this is what we want to be put in place. Let's reason about it and let us demand for it to be put in place.
So what is the difference between this and the feminist movement?
Well, to me, the feminist movement, you see, I feel like there's a kind of when women actually do that, what I'm recommending, it's not just for the benefit of women, but it starts with the woman, and it includes the benefit of everyone. It will be better for you as a man, better for your children, all men and their children out there, better for the state of our society. Yeah, whatever group of women that have the same goals, you know, I will cheer them on. I'll be happy and willing to work with them once that is, we have a common goal. And that's something that I think we have to be able to highlight nowadays. If there are some people there, we have a common goal. As a people, we can work towards accomplishing the same thing and put our differences aside, you know, because no one is a replica of the other person. It's what we have in common we have to focus on, and we just work together and be progressive in that direction.
So what other conditions you would find would be necessary, say the people should agitate for the conditions that would be ideal for the thriving of a young child and of a young child, human child coming up?
I feel that our society is bombarded with too many images that provoke or that program the mind to be focused or based on sex too much. Even our little children, I mean, I hear things, different parents that have children in the school system, they one particular individual, she said she cannot believe that that's what her 9-year-old daughter was asking her what it meant. You understand? So because I mean, come on, it's common sense. There's a certain culture. We weren't raised a certain way. There's a certain culture that's being pushed in our society, in everything.
It's called demoralization.
In everything, in our TV programs, on the internet, and these things. So as mothers, as women, I feel that there are certain things that we should just demand, or even we reason, and this is so important. We have to reason with our children, break it down bit by bit. If you cannot reason with your child, reach out to someone who might be able to reason and break things down. Because you see, when it's explained to the children logically, how they see from one thing to just for example, sugar, how sugar can affect the body. When you break that down for them, and then you'll see the child, the enlightenment on the child's face. Oh, that's why. And so it gives them a certain level of responsibility too, so they won't always be fighting against you when you pass a rule, because they have an understanding. And that's how we have to treat our younger ones, like individuals with an understanding. And everything can be logically explained. So we just have to take that time as women dealing with these issues that our children, our daughters, our sons, our men have to face with, and just take our time and we deal with it step by step. Just break it down logically.
Is that simple?
It sounds simple, but to me the biggest thing is just commitment, you know, motivation, self-motivation, because I can speak about my own self. You have to be self-motivated, because sometimes it'll just be easier to just, okay, you have your own little family unit there, you know, just everything crisp and in order there, but then you're only fooling yourself, because whether or not, you know, the society, they're an integral part of the society still, you know. So it's just the self-motivation, and for you to think of not just your own little self, the whole society, the whole world on a whole, because it takes one individual. The action of each individual would affect the outcome, and how everything will affect the whole. So we have to look at it as a whole picture, and not just you withdrawn there. And
okay, but what role do you see like the man figure having in the, okay, there are certain conditions that a child, okay, or a human child would make. What role would a man figure play in the proper, what would be the benefits of having a man figure in a feminine child, a real man, not a manicu, like a man?
The role of man is of extreme importance, because you see, in a lot of the homes, the absence of the man has resulted in great disadvantages for young women especially, because you see, that man is the woman, is a young princess's, her father is her first love. Even for the son, that's his first hero, you know. So when that man is not he's not functioning as a man, what does it mean for a man to be a first love? What does that role mean? What does he do? What does he provide? What does he represent? You know, when you analyze these things, then from that basis, that's how the relationship goes. That's how the daughter will interact with the world. Because this is her father. This is her first love. You know, that's how she would interact with the world. That's how he would represent the qualities that she would look for in a husband. You understand? And even with the son now, that hero, when that hero is not there, what does it mean to be a hero? You know, when that hero is not there, what will happen to that son? What role model would he have? Or would he be, when he goes out there in the world, you know, what is it that he has as a standard to be able to relate to? Because the world is full with all kinds of things. People with all kind of agenda, they push all kind of things. And they tell you all sorts of things. So what is that? That's why you see the family unit is of such importance. Because that is where we start. The society is just many families. You understand? So if one family, this is what the family is like, this is what the society is like. And if all of our people, or as I'm highlighting there, if we as women, you know, we try to bring these things to a right, you know, give our man the opportunity to be the man they're supposed to be. If they're not being the man they're supposed to be, we draw that out of them. You know, draw that out of them.
A pencil?
Well, if it takes a pencil, yes. You know, but you set up a standard.
I think you should break that, draw it out of them now.
All right. If it is, for example, the man has to, let's say the man has to just, maybe the man has to make sure that let's just say, for example, the water bill is paid. You understand? That the water bill is taken care of. And maybe he's neglecting that, and then, you know, as a woman, you just basically fuss and, you know, maybe even mumble to yourself, and then you just go ahead and you make sure that it's paid or whatever, and then that's it. I mean, you don't blame the man, or even blame your own self. You just be of that sound judgment that you realize, okay, you're able to pinpoint, no, this is not right, and it has to be fixed. So it starts with dialogue, reasoning with each other, and setting up, because all of us, we have our how should I say, the things that we like, you know. And I mean, because I can speak for me as an individual, I know what it is that I want my family to be for me. You know, I know what it is that I want my home to represent for me. I want my children to be able to see that my home, their home, where they come from, it's the perfect place. I mean, perfect in the sense that it's not that it won't have its difficulties or things that might go wrong, but the way how we deal with it, that our foundation is love, that we have a love and respect and an honoring for one another. So when that is there, whatever situation, whatever challenge that we might be faced with, you know, we have that love for each other, that, okay, even though something might not be up to the standard that it ought to be, you know, there are other things that would, just the manifestation of those things, it will reinforce that, okay, there's that love, there's that security there. And bit by bit, because that's how we can work together as a unit and be able to accomplish things. Because maybe we might start off in a, let's just say in a not the best conditions, lacking certain amenities, maybe not a nice bed to rest on these things. But then if we have that love, yeah, and that respect for each other. You know, we can use our own natural talents, whatever resources we might have, and we make that maybe a old breakdown bed into something that would, it's not even it doesn't even matter that it's not, you know, like maybe some state of the art cushiony, nice soft bed, but there's that sound, how should I say, like a comfort within the own mind, one's own mind, their thought that, okay, this is it just becomes as if it's like amongst the best things there are in the world, you know. So that love, just fostering that love within one another, and patience. It's like we have to become God with one another, being patient and loving and caring, the same way we deal with our children and raise up our children, even though they do folly, they do wrong things and so on. But we're patient with them and we draw out the best out of them.
So what you saying that the woman should give the man a standard. So if he don't pay the bill, then what happens if he don't pay the water bill?
If he doesn't pay, well, if he is incapable of paying the water bill, or if he just refuses to pay the water bill.
I mean, the man, whatever the reason why he's not paying it, he just not paying it.
Well, there are different things to analyze. If he is incapable of paying the water bill, then the water bill must be paid some other how. And the same thing, if he refuses to pay the water bill, I mean, the laws of nature, the survival of the fittest, you understand, naturally, because you know, there are.
What do you do with the man if he can't pay and he say, boy, I ain't paying that, I'll go and do that instead? So how do you draw something out of a man like that?
So why would he refuse to pay it? Because these are things to analyze, because maybe something else that he has to do, it's something else that is important for the benefit of the family, because we're functioning as a family. You know, if whatever else he has to do is important for the benefit of the family, then it just get paid another how.
But the man just like his little white Roman thing.
No, well then if it's dangerous for him, then that's a problem. Because if it's dangerous for him, that means he's already eliminating himself as a man within the family unit.
So how, what would, if a woman is if an individual who actually repetitively do things, how do you draw a good man out of a man like that?
Well, whenever we have a problem with someone, it's always good to approach the individual. If the individual, you approach the individual, it can't work, you seek somebody else that's close, that individual might honor their word. Some people, they need a step-by-step carrying them through. Yeah. If that doesn't work with getting the somebody close to them, you know, you can go as a group, people that person respect, and they have some kind of honor for whatever word song that they might give, and you approach it, deal it like that. If it is that it's a problem that he might have, whereby he cannot find the strength within him, his own self, to make good choices, he might need a step-by-step approach. But that's where our society now, if it is that we cannot we cannot provide that as from the individual themselves, we have to create these things within our own society. But the important thing is that no person is abandoned, you know, because of different circumstances, all of us have different habits. And that's where we have to remember that we're a family in blood, and maybe just not in blood, just in the human as a human, the human family.
Right. Give thanks, Honorable, for that little point here.
Give thanks.
I mean, some people will say, well, you see, like, a man's supposed to be a man, and to, that's why in ancient time, for a man to get a woman, the people used to say you had to go and cut down a cassie tree, you know. So even to be able to be called a man or enter into manhood and be able to have a woman, there are certain levels of operation a man would have to actually go through just to get that ability to be called a man. You know, nowadays the man don't really have to do anything really to be a man. You know, a man is just a man. Yeah, he just calls himself a man whenever he wants to, and that's it. But in ancient time, there were rituals whereby a man would have to maybe go and hold on a lion, you know, bring the skin of a bear or some type of thing. But the society for us nowadays, a man is just a man because he have a penis. That's all. You understand? So I think it's also important that the whole aspect of manhood be taught to the man. You know, because the great majority of men don't know what it is to be a man. You know. So the same way, well, yes, we're talking about the woman, because if the man's supposed to be the protector and he doesn't even know that, so that means that the whole family is just left unprotected, because the protector doesn't even know that he is a protector, and then he ends up being the murderer that destroyed the same people within that same family. Definitely we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver. 4519-34945-31730. Give us a call and definitely share your views on what we are talking about today. Don't just be there quiet and don't say anything, you know. You know, you have to contribute towards the program. So we'll start to take the calls now before we go into the intercession.
Honorable Priest, just to highlight something that you said. As a people, you know, we can't forget where we come from. Because what you said there is so important about the whole process of becoming a man. I mean, even now, if you research certain cultures in Africa, when the young man, young woman, they are becoming a certain age, there's what you call rites of passage, whereby maybe they're usually taken out of the family unit, the specific family unit, for a few days or so. The time varies, and there are certain things that have to be done, whereby before that time there, that whole rites of passage time, they are being prepared for that. Yeah, the young child is being prepared for that moment. And when they're actually going through the rites of passage. It's like a testing, yeah? Can you handle this? Are you ready for that? And so on. And when you actually compare that to the Western culture now, whereby, you know, when a child is 16 years old, they call it sweet 16, they're able to drink how much and party how much. Like that is the rites of passage, where the actual the principles, the values, that the rites of passage should be representative of that person having mastered or having gained certain principles and know how to apply certain values and so on to the family. That's what the rites of passage should really highlight. But then now, in the world that we're living in, where we have been taught to forget where we come from, to look on our past, our people, as subhumans, yeah, that culture now is actually teaching us to just forget about principles. Like being 16 or being 18 mean you can party all night, you can drink how much, and you know that's not our nature. That's not what it means for us to become a man, to become a woman. By nature, it does not mean that. So we're adopting an alien culture, you know, it comes with its luggage. It comes with all its side effects and everything. So, you know, that's something that we should really meditate on as a people. Because if it is that we cannot depend on our society to bring that teaching, to bring that practice forward to us, let us go and search for it ourselves and create the institution whereby, okay, you know, our sons would learn this, learn how to deal with because as I'm saying about the women, you know, not seeing each other as competitors, but seeing each other as sisters.
Pardon me. I was too for caller, please. Too for caller.
Yeah, bless your love.
Salam honorable.
I tried to call last week, but I didn't get through. I wanted to know, what do you recommend for upper back pain and problem with the spine?
But as a woman calling, you have nothing to say about the situation about woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, say something, honorable. see, upper back pain and spine and thing, you know, but people really have to care more about themselves. And as woman, you know, as woman supposed to be more concerned about the things that happen to woman. Babu Nokola.
Yes.
Blessed.
Blessed love.
Honorable.
I love that program and that one program you have there.
Give thanks.
Yes. Blessed love.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Don't listen on the TV.
What I'm saying,
Go ahead.
I was saying that if a man should be a priest in the house of his house, a man with a family. I mean, if you have a wife, even though you are not married, but you should get up and pray on mornings, night time, with your children, your wife, have a family gathering, you know, and pray as an altar, family altar, and pray.
I'm listening. I'm
with
listening
your
to you now.
children, yeah, so that the devil will not have that inch over you.
All right, honorable. But you're listening to the TV, so put the volume of the TV down and then just speak in the phone.
Okay.
That's what
So I was saying, if I've okay.
Go ahead. I'm hearing you. Just speak. Don't listen to the TV.
I'm there. Hold on.
All right, bless. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that boyfriend or husband, you know, if they have the mind of God, they will know that the Spirit will tell them, take a Bible, pray, you know, with your family, so that the devil will not have that inch over the families that creating these things, because they do not pray. If the man pray and he have the love of God and love in him, he would not want to kill his girlfriend, he would not want to kill his wife. It's because they don't pray. This thing, the devil is using them to do these things.
All right, my sister. Give thanks for the wonderful contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love.
Love. Blessed.
Blessed love.
Blessed love. Master caller.
Blessed love, honorable.
Blessed love, honorable.
I'm blessed, impressed to see you. Honorable, impressed.
Blessed love, Mrs. King.
Blessed love, how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Give thanks.
Yes. You're talking about the women. I want to say, it's not every woman that is telling people the problem, you know. Unless when the problem come out too horrible, so everybody know she has been abused and things like that. So not every woman that's going out and tell me, you know, my husband is abusing me and things like that, just be ashamed. You understand? So that's what I think is the some of the women. Yeah. So okay.
Go ahead, you could address
So
it.
You see, that's why, Mrs. King, that's why, you see, as women too, we have to try and make sure that our other womankind feel comfortable with us. How do we make them feel comfortable with us? We have to build a relationship of trust, of love, you know, whereby they can feel like, okay, you know, it's okay, this person is there for me, they check in for me, and vice versa, you know, because that is exactly the problem. The woman has been alone. You know, she's been alone, and so even with the children, you know, those who are being abused and they're not saying anything, because there isn't an ear there that really wants to listen to them and make a meaningful change to uplift them, so they don't feel they have that. So that's why we have to start whereby we can provide. Just start with the people around you. You know, even because the other day, you know, I was thinking about it and I was driving and I saw there was a woman that wanted to pass the road, and I said no. I stopped and I'm making sure she passed, because vehicles were just going up and down. And then when she was passing, I look at her and I bless her up and I smiled to her, you know, and she smiled back. And to me, this is a simple thing, you know, it's very simple, But let us do that more. You know, if there's and not just women, you know, we're talking about women here, and you know, just the situation with the woman that died, that it really hurt me and these things. That's what actually brought me here. You know, I just want to share my own meditation. But if we can do that on the whole, but I'm just highlighting that for the woman especially. You know, just to build that. Let us let one another know that we are there for one another. So let us make each other feel like, okay, if you have a problem, I'll help you, and I'll help you. That's it. You know, I'll help you. That's all. There's no strings attached, nothing. I'll help you. And you see, if you don't do that, the judgment will be on that person. If they don't do that. Because I know betrayal is something that everybody hates. But let's get rid of that. And let's just really just be there for one another.
But what I mean to say, she never tell me her problem. How can I know she has a problem?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe you might not know, but you just show love. Even you don't know her, just naturally you be helpful to that person. Just be kind to them, because sometimes maybe somebody might come about to approach you to say something to you, and then you might just have a kind of attitude or something. You know, I'm just giving an example,
I know.
an attitude or something, and then that will just turn that person back from saying what they were going to say or so. And it might just be that. They might say, it might just be that, okay, they wanted to come and tell you, well, okay, they don't like this, or they noticed this, or whatever. But just to eliminate that kind of, because I'm not saying that's the case with maybe your cousin over there or whatever. I'm not saying that. That's the case with the person. But let's just exhibit more of a spirit of genuine love, real love, caring and checking for one another, so that we would feel comfortable with each other, to bare our heart, to share our sorrow, to share our laughter, because sometimes there are certain things that happen, and you know, you go and share that with somebody and they tell you just have a good laugh. You understand? So the same way we create that kind of relationship with each other, that we are there for one another and we feel comfortable to express to each other whatever it is that might be within our own mind, that might be weighing on our own hearts.
But sometimes you're even texting somebody and you say blessed love, and they say the first thing you tell them blessed love, they never return and say blessed love back. They just tell you what they have to tell you. You know what I mean to say?
Well, you teach them, because what I realized too, because sometimes I personally, because there was a mindset that I've had whereby I try to, you know, I'll give.
All right, love.
I'll have a conversation.
Okay, all right. Before, yes, Mrs. King, love. Jack Mel caller on cell phone. Jack Mel caller gone. Jack Mel. Okay, all right. I think Jack Mel caller. Yeah, you were saying, Mama.
Yeah. You see, it comes to you just doing something because it's right to do it.
People speak to people that they feel at ease with, right? You know, most times people tell me things, and I know things to based upon how people behave. There are ways that people would behave if they have gone through certain things in life, period. Right? And it is important that we are able to pick up these things in people, and then we'll be able to assist them. And for someone to speak to you, they must feel comfortable. So you'd have to be able to create that kind of level of comfort for that person to even actually be able. I say we're getting the calls on WhatsApp, but tonight we're not taking the WhatsApp calls at all. You know, so you could type the WhatsApp question and then we'd answer it. You know, so you'd have to make yourself feel comfortable enough and make that person feel good enough to be able to trust you. So you won't tell somebody the worst thing, you know, because I would tell a man and a woman for sure that before they involve anybody in their marriage, they should try to resolve their issues 100% by themselves, right? If it really gets out of hand and it's bad, then you could really begin to involve other person. But someone asked a question on WhatsApp. They ask, if someone wants to join the organization or want to collaborate and work, how do they actually go through? Do you have a contact information that you could give before we go for that intercession? Do you have some information that you want to give them before we go, and how the procedure, what number they have to call on these things?
Okay. Well, if you share our goal and you want to see the upliftment of women on the whole, you can just message or call 729-2119, and we'll go through.
What about 722-3660?
They can call that too, eh? Definitely, they can call that.
Yes, before caller, before we go into intercession.
Yeah, blessed love.
Honorable, blessed.
What causes ulcer and what medicine is good for ulcer?
Okay, what kind of ulcer? Ulcer where?
In the heart.
In the heart?
Yeah, the chest area.
The chest. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll answer the question for the sister who asked about the back, and your question when you come after the intercession. All right?
Yeah, blessed.
Okay, blessed love, honorable. So we're due for an intercession. When you come again, definitely you could actually continue calling us, but we are due for an intercession. Blessed. Yes, give us for life and a mighty life, give it definitely. For the sister who had a spine pain, our what we normally do for them pains there, you have a therapist, you could actually come in and see us. And also what you could do, you could massage the area with warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder. For ulcers, normally an ulcer would be something in the stomach, stomach ulcers. You could use patchouli tea. Patchouli is very important, and you could also try to drink a cup of tea every 2 to 3 hours. Eat on time and stop stressing. Right, aloes with the skin on, it's also good to soak it for about 3 hours. Get a little piece of ginger in it, squeeze a little sour orange, and then you could drink that every evening, right, for 7 consecutive nights. Right, definitely you could do these things there. If it persists, you give us a call. Let's say, love. All right. I think that default caller is a previous call on that, not a new call. So number to call 451934 and 4531730. And Empress actually. We have put Israel actually sending a message. Powerful Monseigneur y Imperatrice. Yes, Priest Israel in Martinique. I mean, see the live stream is streaming. People in Saint Martin is saying the volume is a bit low. Okay, people are giving thanks. So give thanks, right, for the vibes going through, definitely. An Honorable Empress sent a message. Blessed love, honorable king and queen, give thanks for life, give thanks for the true representation of a black woman and man, give thanks for motherhood and the beauty of a black woman, for all too often we tend to stray from our true selves. Let us stand up and be this powerful being that was created by the Creator himself, for we human, our potential is limitless. Give thanks for life, blessed love. Give thanks, Empress. By the Nicola, blessed.
Yes. Good night. Good night.
Yes, my brother. Bless.
When two persons get married, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but speak up a little louder.
I say two persons are to get married. You are bound to tell about the person about your past before you married. Would know about the person.
Well, I mean, in my perspective, man, for you to come to the point where you want to get married to someone, that means that there would have been that level of trust that you would have developed among the two of you all, that you could virtually share almost 100% of all your experiences with that person, right? There are still experiences, right? Things that you could keep for yourself, right? And as time goes by, you could develop more and more trust, because as marriage is just another step. For us, basically, when you have a man and a woman and they're having sex and things, that's some serious commitment. That's already marriage, right? But if you want to go and sign a contract and put the ring on the finger and all these things, that means that you're supposed to have that level of trust enough with that individual that you could share, I would say, 99% of all your experiences with that person. There is always a 1%,
But
right? There is always a 1%.
You want to tell the way I say, you have nothing to hide. You have to tell the person all about yourself before you jump in them things.
You're right. There is nothing to hide. There is nothing to hide. But still, right? Okay, you see, there's a level of understanding, right? So there is nothing to hide. You're an honest man and you love that person that you're going to marry. But there's a level of understanding that you must have, that you must understand. Well, look, you know, man, if it is that whatever, you know, well, you get into that point in your existence where you could express certain things, because nobody is perfect. You know, so there is not everything that you could just jump and say. Sometimes you have to tell the person something, and that they might understand in a month, but you tell it to them today, and that's it, you're done. But after a month of experience, would have given them that amount of growth, whereby they could have understand something they don't understand a month ago. So you as a man or a woman must also exercise a certain level of understanding to know, well, look, how far is it? That's why I said 99%. So there's always that 1%, which is yourself. Issues that you have to resolve with yourself, right? And then you could actually become in a position after that resolution that you could freely share with somebody else, you know. And it doesn't have to make you a bad person. It's just that these issues will affect your relationship. But I mean, if you can't resolve it for yourself and you're not comfortable with yourself, right, then that means, well, look, you have issues, because self-love is the first love. You know, so it's important to resolve issues with self first, and then you move forward to that person. But I would say, everything, you know, every you could tell everything, but still you have to be wise and you have to use your understanding.
But that's the person you have to stay for a lifetime with that person. I mean, sometimes you don't tell the person that thing, and sometimes people are outside to tell you about that person. That is how many women that person has, how many men that person passed already. Sometimes you never know that. And then when you marry the person, and people bring them things, and the woman hide them things from you.
Well, I mean, Empress, I'll let you say something. But I rather a woman that is, I mean, even if the woman live past 1 million man already, then about them. I mean, you know, as long as the woman is a woman who's humble and listens and is ready to learn, right? You understand? Because we judge people based upon how many this and how many that. But you see, all them things there, when you get to know the person and you love the person, right, and you really know what you're getting into as a man, right, you're supposed to have that level of maturity as a man, like Christ. When the woman that was the whore, they call her whore, and everybody went to stone her, and a prostitute and thing, and they want to stone her and thing. Is she the same one who take the alabaster oil and bless him up, you know? Right? And it's still the same woman who come and take her tears and wipe his feet. So the love of a woman, it takes understanding. It's understanding. Because you as a man don't understand, well, look, this woman had a situation, you know, whereby she had to go through all these different type of things there. But that's a wonderful woman. But that's a past. That's a journey. But the fact that you learn that now, that's it. Before you even get time to know the woman and think, boy, all kind of things you say about the woman, but you never know that the woman is a victim. So she continues to become a victim and never given an opportunity to become anything better because of how judgmental we are.
You know the system already, you know, like they like to watch the past a lot. So sometimes the person going already, you know, they always bring the past for them when if you got the question, you got the pièce moun a prison, you sont moun a prison.
Mais ça n'est pas quoi ça moun, il y a bonhomme. Actuellement, c'est quoi ça moun? Vous comprenez parce que you're not looking to have everyone at a level, you know, whereby so you prefer to just stay there as an old woman running around than have a good man. Where's the Empress?
Well, you see, sometimes within your own self, in that relationship, you will have a certain level of what's the word? A lack of confidence in it, insecurity. Because especially if you feel that that thing is something that would have some kind of significant effect on the relationship. If you feel going into it, if you feel that it's going to have a significant effect, or if you're thinking that, okay, if this person only knows that, then whatnot, then it's best you just say it. Because it will save you a lot of worry, it will save you a lot of stress. But naturally, as you did say, to come to that point where you're actually going to marry a person, you see, that's where society values come in again. Marriage is not anything that you go into today and then you come out of it tomorrow. you know. So when you come to a point where you decide that you want to make that person your husband or your wife, that means you have gone through a sequence of experiences, a sequence of events, and you see all kind of signs that show you, well, okay, yeah, man, this is the person that's there for me. You know, that's the person that you can be yourself with. That's the person you would be able to grow with, to be able to raise children, because your children is your eternal life. So whatever qualities about that person is what you want your lifeline to show, right? So if you're going to go into that, you know, if you're going to feel like whatever it is that's in the past, as a person, if that thing is nagging at you and you feel like it might change that person's mind, it's best you just tell them straight before you marry them. And so you lay everything out on the table so that you can go forward with peace of mind. Because even just the thought that maybe it might change things, you might create all kind of problems within the whole union. So it's up to you how valuable you see that, how that relationship has been built so far, and you know. But if you really feel it will affect something, you have to say it. There are some things that as time go by, yes, it will, you know, these nitty-gritty that aren't really important,
Okay.
that will be manifested and shown.
Okay, man, love, give thanks. Yes, by the watch caller, blessed.
Good night, blessed love.
Blessed love, honorable.
Good night, Queen.
Blessed love, honorable.
Okay, good night. You know, blessed love, concerning you know, to marry the lady or live with a lady, or either the lady or the man. First of all, to begin with, I think, you know, we have to even teach that to our kids. Before you go ahead and make up with somebody, you need to very much find out exactly, if you try to find out something about the person. There is no such thing as you're supposed to, you know, settle down with somebody and you know nothing about that person. And later down, maybe who knows whatsoever you get to find out later, that can cause trouble or problem inside the house. So knowing something, then you're going to tell yourself whether or not if you want to move along with it. And even concerning, you know, when, you know, husband and wife or girlfriend and boyfriend, if, you know, the lady may not feeling all right, or the lady or the man may not feel all right, I think if two people sharing a home and the love is in there, there is no such thing as you're not supposed to know that if the person is all right. You're supposed to know that. Because if the love is carrying on, and then the good confidence and everything, and go back on the men, some may be looking like the men, or they have pants on them, but they are not. Because first of all, the men supposed to be the head of the household. Now I'm not saying if push come to shove, the two of us living together and we know where the money is going, we cannot share the bills sometimes. But if you choose not to pay the bills when you're supposed to be the head of the household, and I supposed to be I the lady, whether girlfriend or wife, and then you live inside the household, and then I am the one as a lady supposed to take care of the bills, what are you doing in there? What you stand for? What you're supposed to do? What role for you to be stand for? What role are you playing? So if a man do not want to pay bills, and a woman have to go out there and work, and then, you know, pay the bills and feed him, then they are looking for trouble. Because first of all, to begin, a woman not supposed to feed a man. Now, if you decide to feed the man, like I said, you know, we live together, we are husband and wife, or girlfriend and boyfriend. If we know where each other is doing with the money, is nothing wrong to be sharing the money or the bills or whatsoever. But I still feel no matter what, a man not supposed to depend on a lady to do a lot of things. Because that's why, you know, the Lord place him inside the household to be the head of, inside the house to be the head of the household. And also, we may not forget, we need not to forget what the Bible says. Because the Bible says a family who prays together, we all know where that's supposed to be. And then we're supposed to have respect concerning woman. I mean, if you're going to tell me you have a mom, a mother that brings you here, and you're going to looking at a woman who probably share a child with you, whether one child with or no child at all, but the two of you is living together. And you're going to, take a knife, I speak, or a cutlass, whatsoever the thing is, and then, destroy the life of a lady like that. So which means you are telling me you're going to do the same, or you can't do the same to your mother. Because if you doesn't have respect for a woman, I mean, let's say push comes to shove where say you all have bad understanding or misunderstanding or can't live together, I think, you all have a right to go and, talk to somebody, look for a counselor, or try to do it yourself and go on each other's separate way. But if all you live in bad life and all you do not want to admit the life is not going anywhere and it can cause nothing but chaos, all you need to try no matter what to go on each other's separate way. And if all you don't do that, bad things can happen. A lot of things can go wrong. And that's what happened to a lot of women. They live with men, so-called men. The men them treat them like dirt, like garbage, and they refuse to come out there. They still treat them nice. Don't have me wrong again. I don't say you have to treat anybody wrong. Because even though the person goes to the garbage, we don't have no right to treat the person as, because the person going to the garbage. Because the Lord don't want us to do anything like that. But, anytime you see you are in a relationship and it's not working, please, something need to do about it. Don't continue live with it day after day, night after night, morning after morning, month after month, year after year. My God, if it's not going anywhere, come out from it. Come out from it. If you don't come out from it, something is not going to continue because, something will happen. Even the young people, I know that, we wish them to do, the best they can. I know we want them to do exactly, how we were raised and everything like that. But we know exactly what's going on in that crate. Nothing wrong with the world. Let me not say that the world is not crazy, because there was nothing wrong with the world. This technology thinks it's taking a bite of our children, them. And the children, them, they allow technology to take a bite out of them. If they don't have the biggest phone, they don't have the biggest that, and then that one has the one that is bigger. I want it to. So all kind of things go so wrong. So we have to treat.
Sister, give thanks for your wonderful contribution. We have a caller from Mick who have been waiting and they've been calling back. So give thanks, Honorable. I hope the knee is doing better. I hope you're doing the little bending that was recommended last week. And love, bless your husband for us, please.
Okay. Good night, Queen.
Blessed love.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yes, we could call her blessed.
Hello.
Yeah, blessed.
Good night.
Yes, blessed love.
Hello.
Yes, we're hearing you, bless.
Yeah, you hearing me? Okay. Because I put my television off and all the time here.
Okay, bless.
Let me tell you, I want a medicine for cholesterol, and I want one for blood circulation.
Alright, give thanks. But what you need to do for the cholesterol is stop eating all meat, all flesh.
I'm not doing that. No dairy product, nothing.
No dairy product, no egg, nothing.
Nothing. Only my smoothie juice and my vegetables. Only one piece of thing I eating a little piece of yam.
You don't eat fish anything? No fish, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. And since when you stop eating all these things?
Since the time I come and see you in Viewfort and I didn't see you twice. I came there twice and I couldn't see you.
Okay.
Since that time.
And your cholesterol high?
Diet thing.
Your cholesterol still high?
Well, I don't go and check it yet because from the time I go and check it, I notices that, so I stopped doing all these things.
Well, you should go and check it. You should check it.
No, I have to go and take another blood test to check it.
Because if you're not eating them things there, well, come and see us, we'll send you for the blood test. But if you're not eating any of these things there, you're good. Right, but for the circulation, use Japana or Zeb Chapati. Right, or you could use Boaden, what they call bay leaf.
I'm drinking that for blood thinner, for the pressure.
Yeah.
The Japana and you yourself have given me that.
Yeah, so you could use that, but put a little bay leaf in it, man. Bay leaf, Boaden. That's good also.
So it will circulate the blood?
Help in the circulation, okay?
So I want one for the pressure too.
The pressure? The pressure, what you could just squeeze a little sour orange in water every morning, drink that.
But I used to drink the lemon.
Yeah, do a sour orange. And then also what you do also, you could use like a parsley, blend the parsley and strain it and drink it. Or you could use the Guenaba Feuille Blanc. Right? You could use that also. Okay?
Okay, alright.
Alright, love. Blessed.
Right.
Any Empress, any words for the people before we actually go? Our time is up.
Okay, just to highlight what the caller before had said, that if a man seeing, can do that to any woman, that means he can do it to his mother or whatever. Now, that is a very crucial thing, because that's where it shows where the woman have to come in. When we see women on the road, if the woman is about your same age, she can be your sister. If she is a bit older than you, she's older than you, old enough to be your mother, treat her as how you would treat your mother. Whatever acts of kindness that would be extended. Because by rights, we are one. Yeah? So let's just treat each other that way, as family, the way that how we would treat our family. And just finally, before I would call on everyone, this is something that our order teaches us, the Bobo Shanti order, that good man in flesh is God in flesh. Good woman in flesh is goddess in flesh. So what does that mean? That you are to teach the young ones from small that they are God. They are capable of doing good, and good is what is acceptable. Teach them to feel for one another, the way how you have that God image within your own mind, how you want God to deal with you. Teach your children to deal like that with each other and with your own self. You have to do it too within your own self. And just by that propagating of that, the young child is taught that he's a god, she's a goddess. They manifest these things, behave in that manner, with that kind of love and respect for themselves and each other. Our society will be a better place. Yeah? So, Rastafari has always taught us these things, and we should not forget them, We're God and goddess in flesh. Let's behave that way and treat each other that way, with that same honor and that respect. And give thanks, Honorable, for this moment to be able to...
Are we having any appointments in the morning, or is it in the afternoon tomorrow? Afternoon?
Yes, afternoon appointments.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to see us, 722-3660, 722-3660. Appointments for the afternoon. That'll be after 3 o'clock specifically until 5:30. Alright, so definitely we give thanks for all those of you who've been watching us tonight. Give thanks for the people in St. Martin, as they say. Take it easy on the Empress. Our people here in St. Martin. That's Honorable Empress Itopia. That's my Empress. That's the mother of my children.
Blessed.
Okay, blessed. 2674 said, okay, good evening, priest and empress. Very interesting program. St. Lucia need more of Empress Council. Okay, Empress, that means you'd have to come in a bit more. I share your pain about what is happening to the woman in this country. I thought we'd have had more colors of people who are thing. 7022 says, blessed love, priest, you and Empress are wonderful tonight. Give thanks, my brother. But Israel, powerful Monsignor, give thanks, my brother. And we had a sister tried to call there, 52. Blessed love, honorable. Very interesting show tonight. That's 8003. We are Bongo wisely calling here now there, but we on live on TV there now, Bongo. Live on TV. That's not the number to call, Bongo. It's 4519347. We live on TV.
9349.
Alright, love, man, blessed. Then we have that number there, 8003, saying, blessed love, honorable, very interesting show tonight. Happy you were able to move away from the headache and bellyache for a little while and discuss life issues. Keep up the good work. Alright. Any other messages? Okay, blessed love, nice to see you too. Always a pleasure to hear you. A man hail the Empress. Blessed love, give thanks for the love. That's from 9380. And we could go on, and then our time is already up. So we give thanks again for being the first Empress and taking my... Okay. Good evening. Blessed love. If I was to go to 3%. Will the excess hair be gone? Okay, right, everything will be gone. What to do? Come and see us, 722-3660, 722-3660. Give us a call, WhatsApp us. We'll tell you what time tomorrow you could actually come and see us. Remember, we offer you the live blood analysis to actually show you exactly how your blood looks. We have the Food of 7 ITAL hotspot. Definitely.
The herbal manual.
And also the herbal manual, the matrix of herbal medicine already available. You should have brought some of your, because right now the Honorable Empress is also doing some natural African wear. She's opening up a segment of natural cloths and thing and royal wear for the African woman. I mean, I wish you could have stood up so at least they could have seen you, so at least they could have known what we're talking about. Oh, here is Princess Shekinah here. So definitely those people who actually would want any of these African wares to actually give the Empress a link, then the 722-3660, 722-3660, natural African wear specifically, you could actually give us a contact.
Authentic African
wear. Empress.
You never really answered the question. She just gave a number, but she never really answered the question. You have to be a member of the Congress, or anybody.
Do you have to remember, anyone could be part of the Women Freedom Liberation League, you understand? And they could work, anyone who was there for the full progress of the woman, right? They could become a member. Okay? So definitely we do give thanks again. Empress, you were saying something? No? Okay.
Let's just create what it is that we want within this world. That's it. Just create what we want. And love one another, love our sisters. Give thanks.
Yes, I'm St. Martin. I'm 0577. Blessed Love was interested. Love was an honor to see you both on the show. Alright, honorable sisters. Give thanks. I'll be with you in St. Martin sometime in the future also. Give thanks, England. Give thanks, Tortola. Give thanks, area code 850. Give thanks, area code 868. Give thanks for 590. Give thanks for the love. So definitely, we are in the season of praying and fasting. And as we say, death to Rahab and Babylon, all those people who inflict, pain upon our children. They say better they take a chain, wrap it around their body and throw themselves in the ocean. Bulldozer burial. You understand? So, love the little children, foster them to come unto the great I am, the great I am. Jah Rastafari. Blessed love.
Blessed love.